The trailer for Halo Infinite Season 4 Infection has finally released, and in today's video we're going to be going over everything we see in the trailer and the things we know to expect in this upcoming season. Anyway, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new here, as I really do appreciate it and it really does help the channel out. Anyway, without wasting any more of your time, let's jump straight in. The trailer opens up on the new arena map, Forest, with a little snippet of the Infection game mode, and this map, can I just say, looks gorgeous and is already possibly my favourite map visually in the game. It's very reminiscent of the Delta Rings ruins on the Halo 2 campaign, and I really can't wait to play on this map. It looks great. I also noticed some new ammo boxes on this map. I don't know if they're just a special ammo box for the Infection game type. That is a possibility. And obviously the spawn we see running around is donning the new Hazmat armor core. We see the survivor getting chased down, he fires a shroud screen, and then he is infected, and we get our first official look at the new infected energy sword too, which is another red version of the energy sword. However, you will notice it is a little different from the Elite Bloodbane, and it is cool that we have a unique version of the sword for Infection. I'm quite happy about that. We then get our first glimpse at the new big team battle map, which is named Scar. It looks great, but I am getting the impression this will be very similar to Breaker. It doesn't look like a very big map at all. So I do feel like it's going to be Breaker 2.0 in the sense that it looks gorgeous visually. However, for a BTB map, it might not be the best for vehicle combat. Not because the vehicles are hard to maneuver around it, but because it just doesn't have the room for some of the more exciting vehicles like the Scorpion or the Wraith. However, we do see a Banshee on here, so maybe I am incorrect in that regard. Either way, I'm super excited to try this map out too. Throughout this, we do also see some glimpses of some new armor, new coatings, new armor effects. However, you don't really see any of them up close, so they're kind of hard to describe. However, there is then a Spartan that runs in wearing some of the new Yoroi cosmetics, which I believe is going to be the Fracture event again this season. It won't be the old Fracture pass, we'll get a brand new Yoroi pass. And hopefully some of these armor pieces are included. We see a new helmet, and I think the horns are actually the helmet attachment, as we do see this later on in the trailer again, but without the horns. And this Spartan shows off the new Quantum Translocator, which, again, for the sake of comparison, if any of you have played Overwatch, it'll function in a similar way to the character Sombra. Essentially, you place like a little portal on the ground, and then when you use the Translocator again, it will teleport you back to that point. I think it's going to be a power equipment, so it will spawn on the same place as Active Camo and Overshield, so I'm very intrigued to see how it'll play. It then transitions into showing more of the arena map Forest, and we also see the Threat Seeker, which functions similarly to the Threat Sensor. However, there is a few differences. The Threat Seeker is more of a competitive version of the same equipment. It functions a little bit more like a grenade and only detects people within its line of sight and doesn't pick up people through walls like the Threat Sensor does. Speaking of which, the Threat Sensor should be getting a few balance changes this season. It's mostly just getting buffed. I think it lasts longer, however players aren't detected for the same period of time. That will be a bit shorter. It then goes into showing off some of the customization. We see the battle rifle model that was shown off at the HCS event, and a few other weapon models, all of which look amazing. We see some for the battle rifle, we see some for the assault rifle, we see some for the sidekick. They look great, and I cannot wait to get my grubby little fingers on these. We haven't seen any weapon models in the game since Season 1, so it has been quite a while since we've had any new ones, and it was well worth the wait because these look amazing and better than I could have possibly imagined. And I know some of you probably think it's really cringe that I'm getting hyped over customization. I like talking about customization. I think that should be a known fact by now. It then shows off the Community Collection doubles playlist, so it'll be doubles but on a few Forge maps made by the community. This is cool, but I am still hoping for a BTB Community Collection playlist at some point in the future, as BTB does still feel heavily neglected, and I think it would be very beneficial to implement something like that. And then we get another look at some Infection gameplay. We see a Spawn wearing some of the new Tenrai armor getting chased around by some Infected, and then Aratus corrupts him, and the trailer ends. Overall, it was a pretty solid trailer. It definitely got me a little bit hyped. I loved the opening segments and how that establishes Infection. I thought it was done really well. However, the trailer definitely didn't include everything that we know is coming this season. We are also getting the introduction of career rank progression, and although, yes, I have spoken about that in the past, and I've mentioned that I was a little bit disappointed by it, because there's no real rewards other than emblems, I am still glad that that feature is coming, and hopefully 343 decides to implement some other rewards at some point in the future. We're also getting improvements to Forge, and we should be getting water physics, like you'll be able to actually add water to your maps. I don't think water physics is the correct wording, but you'll be able to add water to your maps, which is something we couldn't do originally, and that is a feature that a lot of fans have wanted. And there'll be other things too, like new PCs that you can use in your maps too. And obviously we've spoken about the weapon customization and everything, and armor customization in this video. Also, I could be wrong, but it does look like this one specific Mark 7 Spartan does have his coating applied to his helmet attachment and his chest piece. However, it is a little hard to tell from this specific screen grab, as he does have the infection armor effect on. But hopefully that's another thing that's coming this season. But one thing I haven't mentioned yet is apparently all of the coatings within the Battle Pass will be cross-core, or at least most of them will be. That doesn't just mean they'll be cross-core for everything that's currently in the game, but they should also be on every future core too. So hopefully, I feel like I've said this every season, but this season should be the one where we start to see cross-core actually get implemented. This does mean most legacy coatings and armor PCs won't get the cross-core treatment, at least not anytime soon, but hopefully, at least if every future piece does, that's a start, and that means we'll be getting more cross-core in the future. I do think that sums up everything that we know to expect so far. Hopefully 343 has got a few other surprises throughout the season. I do think PvE content is being saved for Season 5, however. I am a little disappointed that it seems like the only mode we're getting is Infection. There's been nothing else announced, there's no new BTB mode or anything like that. Hopefully we get a big team battle version of Infection, because I think with 24 players it could be really exciting. And hopefully we get some other modes for BTB, like a big team battle sleigh holds. I know I keep saying that, but that would be a lot of fun. But anyway, that does sum up everything. Let me know what you're excited for Season 4 of Halo Infinite down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.